Welcome to the Third House podcast. I'm Erica, your host, and together we'll unravel the astrological and psychological tapestry that shapes our lives. Join me on this exploration towards our deepest potential and authentic selves. I can't wait to connect on our journey of self-discovery, so let's dive in. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this full moon in Leo podcast episode. I wanted to do this podcast episode to provide a little bit more nitty-gritty details on this because, like I mentioned in the monthly horoscope, right before this full moon goes exact by degree, it's going to form a brief T-square with Uranus and Taurus. It has recently gone direct. So something is not only culminating, coming to a close, or being illuminated for us to see, there's also this potential opportunity that could come about where we change, we shift, we innovate as this is happening. So it's important to also remember cycles in astrology. So some of you can think back to a couple dates. The first would be roughly around April, May of 2024, specifically in the area of Taurus and or Aquarius. Now, if you don't know what any of this means because you're new to astrology, I'm going to break it down by rising sign so you don't have to worry about it. It'll be by chapters. But for those of you who do, you can start thinking about the areas of Taurus and Aquarius in your chart. What is now sort of moving forward in terms of the change or innovation you're seeking in those areas of Taurus and Aquarius and or Aquarius that maybe was playing out around April, May of 2024. The other date that could be more applicable to many of you would be August of 2024. August 2024 is when the new moon in Leo was sort of initiating what could be culminating or coming to a close that started in August of 2024. Now, a lot went on in August of 2024 because we had the Jupiter-Saturn square, which we had the second round of that in December. So that could also be playing into this. But in terms of like what happened in August 2024 or around that time that forced you into a new way of being, a new chapter, having to set new intentions, that this full moon could really be culminating, but also creating action, shift, change with that Uranian element playing into this. The last thing I want to say, if you are an astrology lover, if you know your birth chart, you can also consider the houses that your sun, moon, and Uranus are in. Now, if you don't know what I mean, earmuffs, don't even worry about it. Again, I'm going to break it down for you. So, again, consider where your natal sun, moon, and Uranus are. Those houses, the areas of life that those houses rule, will probably be the areas of life where things start to trickle in. You'll be able to see the signs or the things kind of rolling in and going, oh, okay, I know what this full moon square Uranus is about. So that's more, if you know your chart, obviously, but more of like the heads up zones that you could refer to. And again, if you don't worry about it. I'm going to break it down for you. So you don't even have to know, like, you just have to know your rising sign. You don't have to know your chart. But in general, if you do know your chart, please refer to your natal chart, and anything between, I would say, 22 to 24 degrees, and how that is going to sort of communicate to the full moon and Uranus and how that's going to play into the story. But I'm going to shut up and let's get into it. Hello, Aries risings. Now, the T-square to Uranus could lead to shifts or changes, or even the formation of new groups, new team, new goals. So there could be sort of, even look for shifts and changes within your social network, friends, groups, communities, but sort of new associations, new team or teamwork that could be the place of change or innovation that might play into your creativity, your creative projects. Creativity could be culminating in addition to situations with children, if that's applicable to you, and or lovers. So definitely look for children, lovers, creativity, creative projects, really the area of joy, how you experience joy, and how maybe your awareness of that is growing, or situations around those themes are sort of growing and culminating or coming into focus. Now, what I like about this is it looks, again, I don't have your personal chart, but a lot of times with these particular configurations, especially involving the fifth house for you, could indicate that some sort of outcome based off the shift or change to friends, groups, communities, and goals regarding maybe creativity, lovers, children, creative projects could create or provide the opportunity for positive results. Also look for potential changes within the home and family that could be beneficial to you. Hello, Taurus rising. So the shift, change, or innovation for some of you might quite literally come from a change in social standing, a change in job, a new job, or seeing an additional layer of purpose, drive, direction involving what you want to do in life. Now, where you could see sort of the culmination, the illumination, or really like where the main event is happening affected by this could be communication or working within communication fields, if that's applicable to you, and sort of new information or changes to familiar areas or your familiar day-to-day environment. Also look out for maybe how, communication, conversations, or situations with siblings could also play into or provide you the illuminating details to sort of what is playing out. Now, potential outcomes for the shift, the change, and culmination of this could provide necessary changes to home, family, and sort of day-to-day familiar patterns where you might have to learn new things or make adjustments. Now, this would definitely make sense and tie into a change with jobs, a change in how you go after new jobs or career, a change in social standing, and sort of uncovering maybe additional layers of what you want to do. That's definitely going to create changes to, home, family dynamics, people you live with, and new things having to be learned and adjusted. Hello, Gemini risings. Now, the Uranus or Uranian shift playing into this full moon could provide the shift, the innovation, and change that provides expansion for you in very constructive ways due to maybe your actions involving travel, study, or really anything that is broadening your horizons in any way. So whatever those ninth house themes of growth, potential, like I said, travel, study, teaching, publishing, spirituality, that you're either already pursuing or sort of falls into your lap with this, could definitely create the shift and innovation to something playing out in your day-to-day life where you could quite literally make changes to a money situation, or creating more emotional or financial support for yourselves. So again, look for any shift or change that's happening with the expansion, growth, and potential you've been seeking or continue to seek, where it might create disruptions or changes to your familiar environment, siblings, and sort of things in your immediate surroundings like car, phone, transportation, anything along those lines. So whatever's happening, it looks like there's a potential shift for the expansion and anything along the growth and potential line, but it's sort of having you make changes to your day-to-day environment, or it's affecting your day-to-day environment. You're going to have to adjust or change with some sort of familiar pattern to accommodate that constructive expansion that might fall into your lap with this. Now, potential outcomes could definitely be, in my opinion, with the second house theme, the greater self-confidence. I think a lot of this could be an opportunity for Gemini risings to choose the expansion, the growth and potential that you want, that's going to provide more financial and emotional stability and support, but also making necessary changes in your familiar environment and stepping into a greater self-confidence in how you handle the situation, and trusting that you have the strength, the knowledge, that, in order to handle the situation and sort of create a more, not only more self-esteem or self-confidence, but hopefully more money and support for many of you. Hello, Cancer risings. So it looks like the potential shift, change, or innovation that Uranus could provide for some of you would be any transformation, anything that might sort of change or shift that for some of you, it might feel unrecognizable. Sort of like the eighth house tie to the story could indicate that you're making a choice or a decision or a change that you can't undo. It's sort of like you're choosing a new chapter. It's not just a choice you can, redo. It's sort of, making a choice that might feel new to you, like you're entering a new territory. So there definitely could be some intense situations playing out for Cancer risings, but I think for some of you, it might be a really exciting time where you're choosing something that's truly new. You can't undo. You're fully committing to something. Now, where this might tie into, or where the sort of main event might occur, would be, whatever choice you're making. Hopefully it creates the main event or the main stage to focus on security, financial, and or emotional. Now, I think potential outcomes for a lot of Cancer risings could be a new profound sense of independence, or taking that personal action for more strength physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So I think regardless, I think a lot of you can be making choices or transformation to set yourselves up for success financially and or emotionally, where there's a new profound sense of, okay, I'm taking action on this and I'm creating more strength for myself or other people directly around me for that physical, emotional, and spiritual strength. Hello, Leo risings. So the Uranian sort of shift, innovation, or change could create potential like new outcomes regarding your personal and or professional relationships. So don't freak out. This doesn't mean, your relationship is necessarily ending or your marriage is ending or your closest loved one partnership, whatever it may be, is ending. It just means that this could be an opportunity to create better outcomes for like change or innovation for better outcomes regarding those personal and or professional relationships. Now, where the sort of story can definitely play out is going to be very, very individual, very specific to you because it's involving, the first house, which is you, your body, your appearance, your identity. So look for ways to anchor yourselves in your body, taking care of your body, taking care of your appearance, your identity. The sun is your ruling planet. So how can we, and I say we as a fellow Leo rising, and I'm, if you're going through it right now or you're going through a weird time, it's definitely a weird time for a lot of Leo risings. But I think this could provide sort of the shift or change in the narrative or story that we've been sort of sitting in, especially with the 12th house activity with the Mars retrograde, where I'm hoping that this full moon is sort of the change in tide around maybe feeling more vitality, feeling more light, like our ruling planet, the sun, really choosing our needs, what our body needs, and how to balance that with the needs of others. And maybe the, Uranus element might create that innovation or change within those partnerships, personal and professional. Like, where can we really create healthy boundaries and healthy partnerships where we can feel that vitality, we can feel that sun and that shine and be able to shine that back out onto other people. So, like I said, there's this shift, and I think how a lot of Leo risings are operating, that this full moon might create the necessary change or illumination around, okay, what's my next step? Now, potential outcomes are going to also involve the first house. So, potential outcomes of really taking the strength and the personal action regarding your physical body, appearance, or independence. But again, this is still tying in to the 12th house story that's playing out, where maybe some of us are continuing to spend more time alone, tapping into our intuition, paying attention to the dreams, kind of like using the time alone or the solitude to really anchor into what is going to fully support your vitality, your strength, your body, appearance, and identity moving forward in 2025, and what changes or innovation within personal and professional partnerships are going to really support that necessary action and change that's going to support you. Hello, Virgo risings. So the Uranian sort of Uranus and Taurus shift, innovation, or change could influence your daily routines, your health and or work, or even relationships with coworkers. Now, the sixth house is also pets. So if, you have pets that are very, they're very anchored into your daily life, your daily routine, or, they need a lot of love and support. Pets could also play into sort of the changes in our daily routine, our health, and our ability to focus on work. So definitely look for shifts and changes that are maybe necessary to, balancing your health, your wellness, your vitality, and also just like your health routines, relationships with coworkers. Now, where this could sort of play out or affect, it might push some Virgo risings into more time alone, more solitude, or needing to rest and recharge. I think for a lot of Virgo risings, this looks like, when I'm looking at the whole chart, again, it depends on your personal placements, but I think this could be grounds for, a brief time where you might need to spend more time alone, rest, recharge your batteries in order to make the necessary shifts with your health, your work, your routines, and relationships with coworkers. So this could be a very simple thing as like, you need more sleep, you need more rest, or you need more time alone to sort of like digest and assimilate life right now. So it doesn't have to be this crazy thing, but I think potential outcomes for you, if you recharge your batteries, you maybe have some time alone to sort of process any changes going on, the direction you want to take in 2025, what's culminated since, August 2024, and how can taking more time for yourself balance your health, your work, your routines. And that could create positive outcomes to new groups, new friends, groups, communities. Sometimes I've noticed over the years, the 11th house connections could indicate positive results with therapy. So if therapy is something that you're either in or you're thinking of doing, this could create, positive shifts and outcomes to therapy, balancing, the mind, the body. Sleeping, recharging, focusing on your health is obviously going to have a positive outcome and change to, your approach to therapy. You can, focus more on the transformation that you want to move into. But I think just generally, I think you could see the value in solitude and resting and recharging around this full moon, and the positive impacts it has on your ability to show up to, your friends, your groups, your community. When you're rested and recharged and your health is good and you've recharged your batteries, we all show up to our friends, groups, and communities in a much more vivacious way. It's, we're more positive and contagious with that. So I think you might see where, harnessing your energy, maybe setting boundaries to balance your mind and body has a really profound positive impact on, your making new friends, expanding your social network, being able to show up for your dreams, aspirations, and your long-term goals. Hello, Libra rising. Now, the Uranian element that could provide the shift, the innovation, and change with this full moon could provide positive outcomes with children, if applicable to you, lovers, and or creativity, creative projects. So I think with the 5th house tie going on here for many of you, the shift and the positive change could be quite literally Libra risings, a lot of you choosing joy. Saturn's been going through the 6th house, which can be a challenging house for many of you around, establishing the health, the work, the routines, the coworkers. So some of you might feel like you're, trying to navigate your health, or maybe sometimes Saturn going through the 6th house can make you feel like a bit of a slave driver, like you're just working constantly and it's just nonstop. So if that's the case, this full moon could help some of you choose joy. What brings you more joy? What brings you more pleasure? What can and how can that improve your health and your life? Like choosing, positive partnerships, positive, healthy romance, spending really quality time with your children, or really sinking your teeth into your creativity or your creative projects can do can profoundly impact your health, your wellness, your daily life, sometimes more than just a diet and, an exercise routine. So there's sort of like this energetic component that I think this year, Uranus is sort of giving you this brief moment of like, wait a second, there's a whole nother side to vitality, and that is feeling that emotional joy. And how can you, even if it's just for a brief moment, choose that for yourselves? Now, where the main event could sort of play out during the full moon could be your friends, your groups, your communities of people you surround yourself with, socializing. So some of you might find yourselves around people, spending time with friends, socializing. And I would say with this full moon, surround yourselves with people that want you to feel joy, that really support your joy, your creativity, your healthy romance for you. I think that is where this could turn into a really positive, even like I said, even if it's a brief day or two, where you can surround yourselves with people that are fun and fill you with joy and support that for you. And I think some potential outcomes for Libra risings, you could find yourselves making new friends, new groups and associations of people, creating new goals, and even career and anything to do with the way society sees you. So even if you're not working, this could be about your public image, how you show up in the world, and sort of, seeing how surrounding yourselves with the right people can really positively impact not only your joy, but sort of your goals, your aspirations, the way other people see you. So I think this could, for a lot of Libra risings, be sort of a very interesting, opportunistic, joyful full moon, hopefully for all of you, compared to, the negative reputation that full moons get. But again, I think this could be an excellent time to socialize, have fun, choose joy, and see how that has a profound effect on your career, how people view you, your creativity, your creative projects. Hello, Scorpio risings. Now, the Uranian shift, innovation, or change could be coming from either home, family dynamics, property, and or real estate, due to career or public recognition, or career and public recognition sort of changing the dynamics or situations playing out with home, family, property, and real estate. So look for shifts and changes that maybe could take place within the home, people you live with, where you live, renovations, sort of what can you maybe shift, innovate, or change within the home, or relationships within the home that help you take action around maybe career, public recognition. Now, where things could play out could definitely be the career or anything affecting status. So I would definitely, with this, pay attention to sort of the career, home, and family axis in your chart. How, and this could be very minimal for some of you, where it's like you're just trying to figure out, how do I balance time at work versus time at home? And I think the good news with this is some potential outcomes regarding, the shifts or changes with career, home and family, property or real estate could actually create expansion in constructive ways. So maybe, change is challenging and difficult for many of us, especially us fixed sign rising peeps like myself. But whatever change or innovation is happening, it could open up the expansion of your growth and potential. So, what needs to culminate or change with career projects, public image, public recognition, social society status, whatever it may be, or what needs to shift or innovate or change within home, family, property, and real estate. Whatever it may be, it looks like it could be opening opportunities for expansion in constructive ways, broadening your horizons through maybe study, travel, etc., whether it be maybe a change in job or a new job. So whatever's going on with, home, family, career, change in job, new job, it looks like it's, for some of you, sort of opening up that, the horizons for you. Where do you maybe want to go back to school? Where do you, this could be a great time to really see and illuminate the, where you want to create more growth and potential in your life, and how making the necessary changes to career or within career, as well as home and family, can really start opening up that potential. Hello, Sagittarius risings. Now, it looks like this full moon might be influencing a lot of Sagittarius risings on a more day-to-day environment, more familiar environment level. The Uranian sort of shift, innovation, and change could be affecting or directly affecting sort of your daily environment, familiar environments, events playing out with siblings, or sort of learning new things, communication, exchanging information, or just familiar things within your environment. The third house tie on, the third house is definitely communication, exchanging information. But on a more mundane level, this could be sort of making shifts and changes to, what's going on with your car, your phone, your laptop. There just could be the third house. When I say familiar, it's like the things that exist in our daily environment that sometimes we can take for granted. So what sort of shift, change, or innovation is taking place with paperwork or task or, things within your daily environment that could be playing into maybe the desire to expand your growth and potential. So some of you might be changing or innovating your daily environment to open up more expansion, more growth and potential in your life. Maybe it's studying, traveling, publishing. It doesn't have to be the growth and potential, I think, that we think of in terms of like, oh, going back to school. It could be just deciding to go on vacation or travel more to sort of expand your worldview, or sort of take a break from that mundane, everyday, familiar environment. Regardless of the situation, I think potential outcomes could lead to you broadening your horizons. Maybe some of you are thinking about, where can I start? Where can I take action in constructive ways to maybe move into a new career or a new way of living? Or how can I work smarter, not harder? But I think potential outcomes with this could lead to maybe choices, transformation that feels that there's like an element of finality around it that could sort of, whatever you're choosing, whatever you're transforming, it looks like there's an opportunity for an outcome where you're sort of choosing something or finalizing something to broaden your horizons. So, like I said, I think this might be a more day-to-day mundane thing for a lot of Sag risings, where you're just looking at your immediate environment and maybe saying, okay, what change do I need to make in my daily environment to open up my life to new things, new opportunities, more growth? And what choices do I need to make either emotionally or financially to set that choice or that decision in stone so that this expansion or potential can really take place? Hello, Capricorn risings. So the Uranian shift, innovation, or change could come from or create potential outcomes regarding money and support situations coming up that, in my opinion, could lead to greater self-confidence in how you manage whatever's coming up around money, emotional support, material possessions, even your innate gifts and talents playing into the situation. So definitely look for the shift and change to maybe a money situation, a support situation, material possessions, your gifts, your talents, where additional issues of birth, if that's applicable to you, transformation, money, and resources could definitely be playing out. So I know that is, to me, that kind of sounds confusing. So I want to clarify a little bit. With the eighth house tie, the sort of main event regarding this full moon could play out with birth, death, metaphorically, transformation. And when we talk about transformation, like maybe you're making a choice or a decision that you can't turn back on. You're ready to move forward. So I think a lot of Capricorn risings could be going through something where you're like, I'm making this decision, I'm signing the dotted line, and it's time to move on to something new. Just like, when we talk about death and birth, you can't undo it. That baby's coming out, you can't put it back in. If there's a death in a situation, either literal or metaphorical, you can't undo it. It's never going to be the same. So I think when we're talking about the eighth house here is like, what decision are you ready to make? Whether it's, mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, what transformation are you ready to move towards with that decision? And how does maybe money and resources play into it for some of you? Where I think with the Uranus element, you could be making shifts and innovations to your money and emotional support, and maybe, hopefully, having greater self-esteem and greater self-confidence in how you are managing the situation that's playing out. Now, it doesn't have to be this huge magnitude like giving birth or death. It could just simply be, maybe you're making a choice to say, you know what? I want to manage my money differently. And I want to choose healthier ways to have emotional support. I really want to make a choice to invest in my innate gifts and talents for the world. So, but I think with the eighth house tie, it's sort of like for some of you, given that opportunity to really make that choice and move forward in this new chapter and hopefully, not look back. Now, potential outcomes are also, in my opinion, indicating sort of that finality around that choice or transformation, in addition to maybe changing situations within personal and professional partnerships. Now, this could be within personal and professional partnerships, or it could be sort of maybe you're changing, how you manage money and resources within partnerships. Maybe you're changing, you know, maybe you're increasing your self-confidence around managing yourself and your life. And that might have a positive change or transformation in how you show up for partnerships, or it changes the desire involving a partnership that you want to come into your life. So regardless, I think this could be full moons in general are a culminating moment. So I think for a lot of Capricorn risings, this is not just a culmination, but I think this could be an excellent time to culminate, to finalize something, to make the positive shift, the positive choice for your self-esteem, your money, and your emotional support. Hello, Aquarius risings. So the Uranian shift, innovation, or change could come from or create, different outcomes with how you take action towards your physical body, appearance, and personal strength. So some of you could be changing the outcome or shifting or innovating, you're stepping into your physical strength, strengthening your vessel, your body, your appearance, your identity. Now, where things could be playing out regarding this could be, the seventh house ties, where, it could definitely involve personal and professional partnerships, even marriage. So maybe, where the main event is sort of occurring right now could be things playing out with the desire for partnership, or just situations playing out within current personal and professional partnerships. It's maybe having you change, shift, innovate the way you show up in the world, the way you take care of yourself. I think this could be an excellent opportunity for, whatever's playing out in partnership. This could be an excellent opportunity for Aquarius risings to step into your strength, your physical strength, your body, your appearance, your identity, and really anchor into that. Now, potential outcomes are going to involve either the sixth house and or the seventh house. So potential outcomes to whatever's playing out in personal and professional partnerships, or the desire for one, that's having you sort of strengthen yourself, strengthen your vessel, really hold firm in your identity and showing that to the world, could potentially change your daily routines, your approach to your health, your vitality, and your work. So if it's work, whatever you're experiencing around this full moon could provide not only an opportunity to step into your own strength, but provide strength to others that you work with. This could also help you step into more, taking care of your vitality, your health, wellness type of thing. I think on a more day-to-day level, that might be a more applicable thing, especially with the body and the appearance going on. But I think whatever you're doing regarding taking action around strengthening your physical body, your identity, your appearance, and just overall personal strengths right now, it could have a profound, culminating, and illuminating effect on your personal and professional partnerships that could potentially create better routines, better work, and even better overall vitality. Hello, Pisces risings. Now, the Uranian shift, innovation, or change for many of you might be coming from a new desire or new way of recharging your batteries. Maybe some of you are choosing to have more solitude, desiring, more time to think, to recharge mentally, physically. Also look out for shifts and changes involving your intuition. If intuition is a thing for you, I would definitely look to shifts and changes regarding your intuition that could provide additional information as to what is culminating with what is sort of transpiring. Now, what do I mean by that? Definitely look to your daily routines, your daily work, your health, where that intuition could sort of play a part in that. Now, to speak less abstract, for example, maybe taking a few minutes even to yourselves to just breathe, to think, to sort of be in your own energy. Maybe your intuition comes through and it sort of it can provide you some insight as to what your body needs regarding your health, your work, your routines, maybe new ways of approaching it, right? Like, there's a thing called intuitive eating or intuitive health. So that could be a thing for some Pisces risings right now. But where sort of the main event can sort of play out with this full moon could definitely be, your daily routines, your daily work, your health, and it could really come into focus more than usual, where maybe spending some time alone, even if it's for a few minutes to sort of recharge your battery, can provide the insight to either or intuition to deal with that, or provide the energy to go forward with it. So very basic mundane level, you could feel changes happening to your work, health, and habits with whatever's going on sort of internally, subconsciously, or intuitively. Now, potential outcomes, I think, could be positive results with your children, if applicable. So maybe some of you are choosing you're choosing your work, your health, and your routines, and it's having a positive result or positive impact with your children. I say this all the time. It's really important for your children to see you happy and healthy. That's going to have, a positive impact on them. It's a lot easier said than done, because I think there is way too many unrealistic expectations on parents these days, but that's a whole nother conversation that is not applicable to this right now. But I think you could see or be given the opportunity to create positive outcomes with your children, your lovers, and or your creative pursuits. So I would say this full moon, focus on your intuition, focus on resting and recharging, even if it's for a few minutes. Like, even, I know some of you are super busy parents working, the bathroom can be a beautiful place, like, even if it's for a few minutes to just sort of breathe, tune into your own energy. You give so much to other people. Give those moments to yourselves in the midst of whatever chaos is happening. And, tune into your own energy, your own intuition, if that's something for you, where you can really make or culminate sort of the work, the health, and the routines that you really need right now. And for some of you, it's not only going to be about what you need right now, it's also going to hopefully have a positive impact on your children, your ability to incorporate more time for joy, and creative pursuits.